Yeah, they're both playing their main setup, and we're going to see if aAa can play well with this team that he's basically.
I'm actually excited now.
Yeah.
It's on the screen. aAa Ajita versus fnatic. Hi.
And so we've got.
Oh yeah.
So let me see. I want to see how aAa plays with them. I know that the big deal with Reagan on their team is they have lots of. They've played tons and tons and tons of games together on different realms. They've transferred servers a bunch of times together and stuff. So they just have the experience with each other. They kind of can predict what each other is going to do, and that's a great thing about playing tons of games with your team.
So getting ready then to go into the first round of what hopes to be an interesting game. Across the top is the new fnatic team of Glix, Erizal from Team EG, and Hafu, probably very famous players and across the bottom is aAa going back-to-back games, so they're going to be playing for almost 2 hours straight.
Talk about endurance.
Yeah. So we'll just follow
Fingers
Leia.
might get tired.
As he's going to want to open up, I'd imagine, onto...
And aAa's looking for the Druid, and actually, I think... No, he's... I thought he was going to head towards the pillar on the right, but he's going to be getting on the Priest right away, which is, I believe, is what I said earlier. I thought they would do. And that Warlock. Let's see what Glick does with his dots, though.
This guy's, like, lagging. Oh, crazy. Sorry. The camera was going crazy on Leia there. So going on to Azazel, and he goes on to the Priest as his target. And Leia is actually hitting on the back of Azazel at the moment, which is not necessarily a great idea. In comes an RNG, a bit of a mace stunt. Fear then from the Warlock.
So yeah, it does look like when we were talking about dots on the Warrior, they have Fairy Fire up on him. But it looks like the pet almost died there. It was at 20%, but Hafu was able to heal it up. And aAa is actually going to stick right on the back of this Priest constantly. And you look at the dots spread around. The Warlock has Siphon spread around a bunch, but other than that, he hasn't really laid into the other team with dots yet.
Yeah, and hopefully Azazel has got 5 Sunders onto the Priest if he's going to try and do this tactic and stick onto him the whole game. And Glick actually out of mana. And it does seem like the 2 healing team actually has like, an advantage at the moment, as Hafu is like very low on mana, only 3k, as a good switch from Azazel. Looking to get a kill onto Trod. Here comes a pain suppression. And looking at Nature Swiftness, and Leia comes back in to help, controls Azazel. That manages Trod to get healed back up. And but still, Hafu is going to be low mana. They want to keep the Priest close to Hafu so they can get the spells. And maybe Leia can kill that Warlock. Let's switch over to Leia. Well, let's switch over to Hafu. She actually has Innovate up right now. She's put up some hops, and it does get dispelled. So she's stuck now on 3k for a little bit.
Yeah, Glick is actually using Cursive Recklessness on Zephyrus, which it's a great idea because he knows, oh wow, Zephyrus getting really low, improved hamstring, but catches a bunch of heals, plus all those hots are up. But he's going to be taking a lot of damage. Cursive Recklessness is just plus all those Sunders.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. So he's going to, I mean, the attack power and damage onto this, Azazel is good. And fnatic almost had their first kill, but so has the team of aAa. So we'll see how this works out. But Zephyrus is very, very low at the moment. And this is going to drain the mana, loads of Trod. And actually see some mana drains coming in from Glick. So that's a great idea. As if Trod has to waste all his mana, and then it will be Zephyrus to heal himself. And he is low. He's at 600. And surely he's going to be executed soon. And looking at 2,000. And the Druid has got Curse of Tongues on himself. And here comes a stun. Is he going to put him into Cyclone? Yep. As Azazel gets taken off from Zephyrus. He's going to move over to Glix then. And you can see a Cyclone on the Priest, which is the target. And a mana drain onto Trod, as he needs to throw some hots up on Zephyrus, because he won't be able to heal himself for much longer soon.
Zephyrus getting extremely low on mana, same with Trod. So Hafu's doing a pretty good job of preserving what mana she had left after that Dispel and Innervate. And she's actually sitting in the middle of the arena drinking right now while Shallow Melded. And
there
Zephyrus dies.
First kill then for fnatic. They had the advantage on the mana and played it really great with the mana drains as well, and they just kind of lent constantly on the team of aAa. And really, really fantastic play. But at the beginning, it looked like they had the advantage, aAa, but what they really needed to do was keep Hafu closer, well, keep their priest closer to Hafu so they could have got an early dispel on that innovate. Then maybe their warrior, would have been able to run down Hafu, because it's very hard to control that warrior, when you've only got fears, if you save your Berserker Rage and Death Wish.
All right, so it is going to go up 1-0 for Fnatic, if you guys are just tuning in and didn't see any of the earlier rounds.
And finally, they go 1-0 then in favor of Fnatic's new pickup. And heading into this tournament, well, obviously Strong winning the first round, but they've got a lot to prove. I mean, they've got a couple of, they've won one tournament, lost the other quite, drastic changes. So it would be interesting to see if they can do it here. But, we were talking earlier, and we actually think that this group's a little bit easier. So if Fnatic do come out top, we actually expect them to make it to the finals. I mean, it does seem that, like...
I think they will.